Hello, and welcome to the last match of the round one of the 8-bit Ladder Wars for this month of March, and this is going to be a very interesting play because up here in the top we have our man, the champion of the last Ladder Wars tournament, ZertoN, in his standard very boring light blue, playing as the Renegades. And down here at the front, we have our boy AOL Recon, who I believe did not participate in the last tournament. Him, along with Trollacules, were two of the high-level players who didn't want to be in the tournament. However, this tournament, AOL Recon has decided that he wants to be the champion of the Lightbringers. He wants to show everybody that the Lightbringers are a very strong faction. Him and some other people like Wuxi, who is also part of TBD with him, they believe in the power of Lightbringers, that they are actually an incredibly strong late game faction, and they want to prove this to everyone who thinks that Lightbringers are weak right now. And so he is going to play Lightbringers in this game. Now, we saw in the Tarnation Trollacules match from earlier in the first round, that this matchup can definitely be won by the Lightbringers. Tarnation in that game played the Lightbringers and made an incredibly impressive late game army that managed to destroy Troller's army. However, Troller went for an incredibly aggressive early game push, a tier 1 push, which, as we can see by this tech going down here and just by the building placement and the second refinery, or third refinery, I guess, this is not what ZertoN is going for. ZertoN is going to play the straight up macro game against Recon, and that is going to stunt some of the power of the Lightbringers. Even in the game that Tarnation won, Troller wasn't hugely behind. He managed to get up to his late game army and still tango a bit with the Lightbringers. So it's going to be very interesting to see if they do have the power to do this. The third castle going up. So he's now farming off 3 points. This Galactic Grow, considered one of the better maps by most people. Probably, I'd say, considered safely the best map with only 2 spawns. But it's not great for hordes, is the one major problem of this map, because there are very few places where you can get a good use of double farming off of these town centers. You are really stuck in a lot of situations with building a whole town center for each place. And here we go. This is very similar to the way Tarnation was playing. Recon and Tarnation play a lot together, so this makes absolute sense. He's got basically one of each. He has 2 sorceress towers, but mostly he's on quite a small amount of production, quite a varied but small amount of production, and he's hitting up that area. And this is going to give him his late game tech army, which will be these big old trees, the ballistas, and as he is now throwing down the whatever this is called, Griffin Tower or whatever it was called in Warcraft, he's going to be making those phoenixes from there, and Phoenix Ballista Tree can be an incredibly powerful late game combination. I am actually interested if he will make Ballista. Tarnation, I believe, has said that he believes in at least making a few Ballista. He says they are good to have in small numbers in their army, but not too much. But some players do not think they are as good. And ZertoN is going for the very traditional Renegades late game. Looks like he has those 4 refineries set up now, and he's just making a ton of choppers from all of these helicopter bays. Looks like machine gun choppers, so I think he is sort of expecting that this first push will have a lot of infantry in, which it will. I do not see a... Yeah, I do not see a... radar yet, so it looks like he will be sticking with machine gun choppers over getting those rocket choppers. And there isn't a huge amount of infantry in here, no ballistas it seems coming out from Recon, so it will be a lot of rangers. But here we go, there's got sort of the first fight up here. A lot of rocket troopers are still there, which means that this Phoenix can be quite scary. But these trees will not be as scary as they could be. However, this split up of the sides does mean that the base is quite open here. But he is coming in with this. The choppers are going to be tanking a lot of the Phoenix shots for the infantry, which will allow them to do a lot of damage to these trees. And the machine gun choppers will also do their best to try and deal with this big amount of infantry around these trees. Oh, the vision spell being used there. Very good use of some of the often forgot about mechanics of this game. And there are more machine gun choppers coming in here from the side. That Phoenix loses its first life there. And the AoE doing a lot of good damage to this army by ZertoN, but there isn't much power in this army of Recon right now. If ZertoN is putting up his radar behind this, then this could be very scary if suddenly rocket choppers start coming out and artillery start coming out. Artillery can pick off all of these rangers at the back very easily. And the rocket choppers deal better with the Phoenix and with the trees. And now that there are this big group of Phoenix have reinforced, ZertoN is going to be falling back. And there is his first rocket chopper. So it looks like he has just finished up his radar somewhere. It's right here near the front. Now this will be going down. This won't get finished. But now these rocket choppers are going to be doing a lot of good damage against this army, but this is now quite a scary army with all these trees and phoenixes. ZertoN is going to have a real hard time pushing this back. He still has a lot of machine gun choppers, which are now going to be pretty useless, honestly. They're going to be hitting into trees a lot of the time. But rocket choppers are going to start doing their worth, but this is just looking like it's gone too far now. This late game power from Recon seals the deal, and score 1 for the Defender of Lightbringers.